Hello, I'm Chuck Carmen. I know you've seen as many speakers' videos as I have, and most of them on stage. You never get to meet the person. I wanted to thank you for watching this video. I got into public speaking 20 years ago at the insistence of friends, fellow business leaders, and sports professionals. I've been fortunate enough to work with fine organizations like IBM, AT&T, the Washington Redskins, and the Miami Dolphins, and I look forward to working with you. I found out for years of doing this all over the world that there's just a few common words that you can eliminate. Whether you're going into a meeting or in your own personal life and with your family, if you change these words, I guarantee you your attitude is going to change. And I told you my background. Do you know how long it takes to make a habit? 21 days. I told you were the best of the best and had all the answers. 21 days. The first word I want you to think about is S-H-O-U-L-D. Should. Too many people go around shoulding on themselves. I should have done this. I should have done that. You should have done this. You should have studied harder, son. Eliminate the word should from your life. When you come into a committee, I'm not going to use that word. The second word, I'm looking around the room and everybody's got paper and pencil, right? I'm going to ask you to do something. Put your pencil down. I'm going to ask you to try to pick your pencil up. Everybody's doubting me. They're scared. You're all looking at me like I'm scared here. Try to pick the pencil up.
Either do it or you don't.
You got it. Either you do it or you don't. Does anybody... Anal retentive, my sweetheart calls me. Anybody ever looked up the word try in dictionary? You know what it says? To attempt to test. You look up attempt, you know what it says? To try. Or to put yourself in a trying situation. I mean, I don't like to take tests, and I don't want to be tried, and I don't like to run in circles. So if try means to attempt means to try, and put myself in a trying situation, why am I going to try? So I'm going to ask you to do one thing. Quit trying. I was in a locker room scouting a football game, and I heard a coach say this to his team. Walked in. It's not my idea. I stole it. Walked in at halftime, and they're getting beat. And he just looked at his team, just looked at them and said one thing. Quit trying. Turned around and walked out of the room. They came back from a 31-point underdog to win that game. And I'm talking about a major college team. Amazing comeback. After the game, I go, Coach, I said, that was absolutely incredible. I got to ask you a question. You just said quit trying. What does that mean? My team knows what to do. They do it. I did this presentation in front of a group of national advertising executives. A guy came up to me afterwards. You ever have one of these moments in your life and said, this was the dumbest thing I ever did? I made that presentation. He said, I love that. Can I use it? I said, sure, feel free to use it if it's going to help you. You know what I saw a year later? This check mark all over TV. It just said, just do it. I didn't get my royalty check for that one. Now, what makes a bad meeting? Anybody been to a bad meeting? Oh, I've got my ideas of a bad meeting. Boring. How about called at the wrong time? Lousy location. I got to fight traffic to get there.
Bad food.
Poor leadership. I don't have an agenda. How about that one person in the room that talks and talks and talks and talks and talks? I had a friend of mine that says talk is cheap, except when it comes from a lawyer. We've talked about what it is to be a bad meeting, right? To be a good meeting, it takes only a few things. You can put them on your hand. One is a good leader. Two is to have your purpose. You know your mission up front. Three, you have an agenda. Four, you follow up, right? And five is you have some fun. Put time on every piece of your agenda, a beginning and an end. On the top of your agenda, you have your expectations, you have your outcomes. So when people come to your meeting, they know exactly what's expected of them, and they know what they're supposed to accomplish at the end. When I sent out minutes, I sent out a copy of the agenda, because the agenda was my schedule of tasks. My minutes now reflect who I have asked to accomplish the task. So when you receive your minutes, whether it's via email or by mail, I ask you to acknowledge receipt by initialing the minutes next to the task that you say you're going to do for us. So we need to take a moment and talk about leadership. What makes a good leader? I've given you in your booklet 15 things that I've identified that I think make a good leader. But I want to touch just on a few of them. Think about them. First one is a good leader is decisive. They make a decision and they stick with it. The other thing is a good leader knows the difference in management and leadership. And there is a difference. Management is applying the skills that you know. Leadership is your philosophy, your values, and your beliefs. This is my belief system. All my employees have this on the wall. They know what's expected of them and they know what Chuck believes in. Let me take a second and read it to you. The first one is, help each other be right, not wrong. The next one, look for ways to make new ideas work, not reasons they won't. Here's some heads nodding on that one. If in doubt, check it out. Avoid negative assumptions. Help each other win and take pride in everybody's victories. Thank you again for watching. Allow me to introduce you to some of the fine organizations that I've worked with and some of the topics I've presented. I look forward to customizing a presentation for you.